Hey, folks, we are back. We are bringing it in together here.
We are in.
We are in.
Doug got brought in.
Brought.
How you guys doing over there? We're back.
We're doing all right.
Good.
We ate some sandwiches.
Some big sandwiches.
Those are big sandwiches. Those
We're
were like
ready.
dinner-sized sandwiches.
The stomach is loaded.
Damn.
The thing is, my brain is telling me it's like 8 p.m. It is not.
Well, time doesn't exist in this room. Like, this is like a video game casino in some ways. Like, the like just the
no
rushing
clocks.
of the HVAC.
Right. Yes, the HVAC has
Just
made it
pumping
so that it's
oxygen in.
100%. That's
As far as
exactly
we
what's
know.
happening. Yeah, we're a little loopy. Very willing to spend money inadvisably.
I was like, every single one of those Xbox games was a banger. Hook me up.
Here's my credit card. Put it on the room.
It's just the sandwich talking.
I am just very glad here, finally, at this point in the E3 show, that we are over 10 minutes early for this Square Enix press conference.
Right. God.
It has.
Vinny, let me tell you.
We have figured
me
it
too.
out. Yeah, that's right. We were
did
just.
it.
I'm sitting here just lovingly watching this countdown, just like minutes.
This is luxury.
What do you do with this time?
Just sitting
We
around
do anything.
barking
You
all
wanna
the
show
time
us-
in the world.
Show us a transformer. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
We can talk about. We can pull up Wikipedia articles and read them. Like
We'll
know.
listen to Rob Zachney talk about Stalker.
Yeah.
yeah.
Think of that.
Rob, talk to us about Stalker.
So I don't know how like y'all were feeling, but I was a little worried when they opened on a bunch of shooting.
Same.
And because that's never. So actually, I think it's unfair to say that's never been a strong suit of Stalker, but it's never been like a run and gun shooter in the way that they're sort of communicating. Like it's a cool shooter in the sense of, have you ever wondered what it would be like to try to kill somebody with a 25-year-old AK-47 that jams all the time? Like that's kind
Every
of
day.
yeah.
Lie awake at night.
So like when they opened on the shooter stuff, I was a little bit skeptical, but then the whole like structure of that, where it was like 7 different ways of looking at Stalker.
It was a good bait and switch because I think we actually did. Like Austin and I both had viscerally. It was like, oh no, this is a lot.
They
of
turned it into
run
like
and
a
gun.
bad Call of Duty because like that shooting looked fine.
Sure,
but I didn't want to see that much.
And especially that being the first thing you saw. Like this is how to play Stalker.
Yeah, and I think like I did kind of. So the introduction of the villain, like I'm not kidding. Like the villain being introduced right alongside the lightning, like coruscating up the brain scorcher. It is total fan service to people who know that like that's the brain scorcher.
What's a brain scorcher?
Yeah.
So in the denouement of the first game, when you begin making your final, like before you can get to the actual power plant, you have to go through the zone called the Brain Scorcher that's basically guarded by these cultists. And it's an increasingly like fucked up journey into like from the moment you get there, it's like affecting your vision. And it's that huge like steel radio antenna. And you got to basically find a way to like turn it off. And
so the fact that it's back on is bad.
yeah, it seems dangerous. Like that's
It's
It's
brain
not called the
scorcher.
brain massager, man. It's the brain scorcher. That's bad.
Is it used to hurt people? Like what is it doing?
So the reason it was guarded by cultists was because if people were exposed too long to its like energies, they basically became like mind controlled to defend the zone.
Sure.
Because remember the whole thing was, and this is where it's actually connected to Stalker, that what people think they're guarding is the wish granter. That's in the heart of the, this is in the movie, it's in the book. The idea is that at the center of this exclusion zone, there is a place where if you go and you speak your wish, it will be brought into being. And so there's this like heavily armed cult of like stalkers who like flew too close to the sun and all became kind of like controlled by the Scorcher.
Right.
But yeah, so like, but the fact that the trailer pivots to somebody who's like clearly in love with the idea of Stalker and in love with the idea of the zone, and then they show kind of these locations. It's like, okay, Stalker 2, like as a commentary on what Stalker represented to its fans, is actually a really cool idea. And so that trailer was exciting for that reason.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's
Also,
one
I'm
of those
kind of
things.
out on Metro.
Say it again.
I'm kind of out on Metro at this point too.
I never went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that first one. I don't think I got too deep into the second one.
The second one was fine, but it was already getting wobbly.
Yeah, and then that third one I did not commit to in any way, which is a
I
shame.
played 2 hours and was just like, I don't think
Yeah.
I want to do this, and so I didn't.
It was about me.
Well,
Even Rob, the same way. You bounced right off that game. I mean, I think he played longer, but
Yeah, I still bounced.
Yeah.
Hey, who built the brain scorcher? I'm more interested in the brain scorcher. Who built the brain scorcher?
We're gonna just do a brain. We're gonna skip Square Enix, and we're just gonna focus
poke the
on
Wikipedia page. And,
I need something like reasons for the lore of this. Like I just need to know.
That would-
it's
that would be great
Some
to
kind
know.
of reasoning of the lore of this.
Mhm.
So what is who built it?
I feel like it might have built itself to an extent.
I need to
Well, it must be
play this.
sentient,
All
right?
Yeah.
Like the nature of like what the zone is, it's an otherworldly place, and to a degree, like it's all these bits of like post-Soviet infrastructure that have been almost like turned by magic into these other things. That being said, there's a ton of like experimentation and mad scientist shit happening in the zone.
Again, the infrastructure disappeared. The infrastructure, the Soviets fall apart, but there's still scientists hanging around, being affected by the weirdness of the zone.
In the book, it's aliens.
Mm.
Oh.
I mean, but that stuff does not pulled in.
Yeah,
that way.
I'm just saying.
Roadside picnic. You're saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Break
all
it
know,
down.
we all
Rob.
know the like roadside picnic stalker like continuum, right? We all know that.
Break it down.
The Stalker is ultimately based on Roadside Picnic by the Strugatskys.
Yep.
And-
Pair brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's a great book. Interestingly enough, set in Canada originally. I think in part because it had to work around Soviet censorship, and so it had to be about a place very much like Russia, but crucially not Russia. But that's where this idea of like there's this cast of dudes who go into this exclusion zone to retrieve magical artifacts. Great fucking book. And the idea is in the book it's aliens. And then Tarkovsky makes a film, Stalker, that uses some of the ideas from the book, but also like goes in a completely different direction. And then in that tradition, the game uses ideas from both and also goes in a completely different direction. So
Could
it's
be
like,
anything.
yeah, all these things are like, yeah, it's all Roadside Picnic, it's all Stalker. But that's kind of a meaningless statement because every single one was like, what if there was just a weird zone where weird shit happened for weird reasons? And they just depart from there.
Weird Reasons. That's the name of the show that Vinny was trying to get to before. Weird Reasons.
Weird
It's
reason.
been off of Stranger Things.
Yes. This is spin off for Stranger Things, yes. Exactly.
Hey, guys. Square Enix.
Yeah, what do we think?
Give me
some
my
expectations.
Final Fantasy Souls-like.
Final Fantasy Souls-like
Yes.
is the thing I'm
Yes.
Okay.
most curious about, right?
Yes.
Final
Have
Fantasy
they
Origins.
come out and said no about like Final Fantasy 16 and
They put out they sort of like they in their tweet announcing it. They're like, we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. And it, of course, did not say like secret Final Fantasy game, but they're like Eidos Montreal,
yeah,
and a couple other things.
which is Guardians
Yeah.
Right.
I don't expect it to be. I think that will be a bigger thing
later.
down the line.
You don't think like even a cinematic? You think they learned their lesson after years of cinematics for games that never came out or came out 8 years
But
later?
they showed gameplay of that game already.
I guess that's true. They did.
Like they showed so I think that'll be a big blowout later in the year. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be
Okay.
shocked, but I don't expect that to be there.
Brad, what were you going to say?
I have completely forgotten.
That's how it goes.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
I saw some talk. I think Jason Schreier was talking about some kind of big mega 2D Final Fantasy collection or something along those lines
Huh.
on Twitter.
Okay.
As long as it looks better than like the mobile game ports
Give
of those
me
games.
my
God, yes.
Chrono Trigger in the 2D HD, baby.
That'd be
some of those-
interesting.
Some of those
Yeah.
Steam ports of mobile ports have been
Oh,
unkind.
Well, there are like Final Fantasy VI in particular looks hideous, and I think there are a bunch of fan mods on Steam
Mhm.
to try and like fix
Yes.
the fonts and other things. It'd be nice if they could just give me, just let me play Final Fantasy VI again.
re-release Final Fantasy Tactics on anything. Put it on Steam. Put it on a modern console. Put it on Switch. But like it hasn't been re-released on a console I have hooked up.
You can get it on your phone though, right? An iPad. I'm sorry.
Who has
No.
an iPad anymore?
Patrick has been working.
My entire
all
work setup
weekend.
is an
I use
iPad with a
my
keyboard
iPad.
now.
Use my
I
iPad.
also use an iPad. I'm just not going to play Final Fantasy Tactics on it.
You were revolted at the
That's not what I want to hold a
Mr.
controller.
Gamer
I want to
was-
hold a controller and make considered decisions about what my cast of characters is going to do on a grid-based tactical battlefield.
What's the other one? They're never going to go back to it. There's the PS1 Vagrant Story.
Vagrant Story.
Always wanted to play that.
I could see them coming back to it at some point.
Great soundtrack, like a really unique combat system where you're like really targeting parts of like bodies and.
Yep.
I always wanted to play it, never did. Also, isn't it famously super hard?
I never got very far in it, so yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What else? What else is the? Is Square, who else does Square own that we always forget about? Is there somebody else?
Well, it's a Tomb Raider anniversary.
Sure.
They've said they're making a new game, but they haven't said what that is. But
right.
I think
they haven't said who's making it, right?
I think it's still the same Crystal, because Crystal has 2 teams, right?
Oh, I figured that franchise was on the back burner after that third one.
No, they've already said they're. But my takeaway from them saying that was like, hey, we're done with like that iteration of, Croft and.
They can't reboot it again, though.
Yeah.
You have to jump to a different time era.
I mean, Rob.
No,
Rob,
for
this
real.
is video
I
games.
can't do it.
You can
I can't do it. I can't.
They're making another Tomb Raider a sequel to that bad movie they made a couple of years ago. You can
There's
do
also
whatever
that,
you want.
Netflix cartoon coming out, right? The animated
a Tomb Raider one?
I didn't know this.
Think of any property. I'll say yes. Say a property.
Dog.
Yeah.
The Bouncer.
Yes, of course. There's a Netflix.
Yeah.
The Quiet Man.
Yes. Yes.
That's a Square property,
Sorry.
right?
It is.
Is there a dog on this call?
Yeah.
I think that might. Oh,
That's a video dog.
He's right here. Game Bark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all got Game Bark.
No, you said the bouncer. My dog is huge fan. Huge fan.
Gotcha. Now I understand. Remember, Babylon's Fall, which
They are showing that.
they are
that's the
finally.
Platinum
It's been like
game, right?
2 years.
The
Yeah,
Platinum
2 years of
the co-op
teasers.
game, yeah.
No idea what that game
Yeah,
looks
they are
like.
showing that. They said
Okay, I'm gonna roll this audio up.
Thank God, another game with the word "fall" in it.
Bring in that audio. Bring
Here
it in.
comes. Oh, it's nice.
Yoko Taro?
Yoko Taro.
Still my beating heart.
Yoko Taro?
No.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Oh, it's getting serious.
That Nier remake did just come out, so maybe not.
I like this. I like this countdown.
Well, but
I
he
love
just
the TV
sort of
show.
saw that. They didn't make it.
Yeah.
It was made by an external studio.
I see.
So they're
that Hitman Assassin 2, where like it's not an IO game, it's like somebody else is making the co-op sniper assassin
right.
Hitman game. Anyway.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Matt Mercer here, and I'm back as your host of Square Enix Presents. Today, we have a special E3 edition of the show for you, with new game announcements, updates, and exciting news from our studios across the globe. So let's kick off with the world premiere of a brand new game from Eidos Montreal. We hope you enjoyed the show.
All right.
Everyone in the chat rightfully pointing out that is some very Persona transition
Yeah.
graphics they got going on.
I am so proud of you.
Yeah, this is Guardians
Do you know what a birthright
of the Galaxy.
is, Peter?
Yeah. Peter Quill.
Peter Quill. Yeah. That's yep.
But will this
what
be
is
like
it?
not the
Something
film
that's a
aesthetic?
part of you.
Guardians
No,
of the
they're
Galaxy?
not allowed.
Your name.
Yeah, I don't think they're
Has to
allowed
not
to
be.
touch that stuff.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No, Rocket. So I let Groot fill out the paperwork. So we got fined. We appear to be 6,963 units short. I know, we clearly need a plan.
That plan
This is like the 17th thing this year that has had "I Need a Hero" on it.
Well, but also that's the weird thing about making a Marvel game, is that in some ways you still need to evoke the MCU tone, because that's what people are going to expect, even if you can't use the actors or the lore, their specific timeline. So that's why you have "I Need a Hero," because that would be, it feels like a James Gunn choice.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm just glad it's not a bad slowed down cover of it.
Sure.
Fair.
Meet your maker. We're all professionals here, right? Maybe we can work something out. Peter! You had one job, Quill. I did exactly what? Gamora, no killing teammates. That's who. It's literally in your contract. I made no such commitments.
In less than 3 cycles, all would be lost. The galaxy cannot be saved, Peter Quill.
We can do this together.
I think my only problem right now is that of all the Guardians, Star-Lord is the one I want to play as least.
Sure.
Star-Lord, right?
The idea what this
the
is?
direction they've gone with him is turning me around on that verdict.
Are we assuming it's like single player story driven? Like no loot.
Yeah,
right?
it is. Yeah, it is not a. Fear not, it is not a live service.
Surely not.
No, of course I will. I'll call you.
Sure.
All right. Star-Lord.
October 26th.
I'm Xavier Proux, senior producer here at Eidos Montreal. For the past few years, we've had the privilege to work on our version of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I guess
and we imagine it into a single-player, story-driven, third-person action adventure. It's our own fresh take on the Guardians, and something that's really unique to our game is that you get to be Peter Quill. As Star-Lord, you're constantly in the middle of the action.
I know this game probably wouldn't exist almost definitely without the MCU stuff,
really
but
excited to have
imagine
all of
if
you
this
join
came
us
out
on this journey
in a
you'll
vacuum
hear more about
of
the game from our
the
team
pop
behind
culture
this
Guardians of the
project.
Galaxy, where they kind of remain this comic book kind of thing.
I've
Where
always
they're
loved Marvel's cosmic characters.
that'd be kind of
growing up
amazing.
as a kid, I read them, enjoyed them, loved
Get
them.
Abnett.
Get Abnett, you're here again.
Full Marvel on some of their
Wait,
cosmic titles. I went back
You
with
wouldn't
the help of
understand.
Bill Rosen, the editor.
Can't explain
and kind
the
of
reference?
cherry-picked characters from
Listen,
don't worry
Marvel's
about it.
past.
Don't worry about
The
it.
opportunity
The
here
William
was to build a
Shakespeare
team,
of
but to make it all
Warhammer
happen,
fiction.
to
Okay,
that
thank
the
you,
reader would think,
Rob.
oh my gosh, how is this team going to survive?
And that became the Guardians of the Galaxy comic, which we loved working on.
I remember the
best.
first time that the Marvel
best.
crew came to Montreal.
EA best.
We were showing them the design of the characters, how they would look, and they stayed silent. I don't know if it's a minute, but in my head it was a minute. I was like, oh my god, like they hate it.
We realized how much that Marvel and Eidos Montreal share and have in common.
supposed to sound that way?
That we knew the Guardians were.
People are all over the place, you know?
You can't get the head of the VP of Creative of Marvel a better fucking camera?
And a better mic.
Absolutely in the spirit of
Dude, I am way into
That's
these.
That sounds like a webcam. That's what I'm saying.
Is no
Yeah.
matter
Talking heads,
what
like it's having like a
phase of
wanky
the game
guitar
you are,
solo
whether
behind them,
you're
make
in
them way more fun.
exploration or
Yeah.
you're fighting, the Guardians are constantly around you.
Look,
and
Marvel
you never
didn't get to
feel
be a
alone.
billion-dollar
While you're the leader,
industry
the
by
Guardians will
handing out
also challenge
microphones,
you
okay?
And make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to it.
You are literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions
Literally.
you'll make will have lighthearted to haunting repercussions, and the game will react to what you do and say.
Gamora, no killing teammates.
Says who?
It's literally in your contract.
We saw this
I
bit.
made no such
Right.
commitment.
Try to let them kill the raccoon.
You are playing as
Like,
Star-Lord
halfway
and
through
you're
the game,
using
you're
your
at
jet
Rocket
boots.
Edge,
You're
done.
using your jet boots.
You want moral
Star-Lord
choices.
is
for the-
really
for the final.
empowering. He's
Remember
very
in Knights of the
agile
Old
on
Republic,
battlefield.
where you can
He
have
slide
the Wookiee
and over with
and,
his jet boots.
missions
Yeah.
Of course, he has his
This is
elements
that
of
with-
masters that have
Got
different
it.
powers
And
as
key
well.
to any
on top
comic
of all
stories,
of
the
this,
characters
you
die
can
and
use
stay
the
dead.
unique
And
abilities
we're
just the
trying to
same.
honor that tradition in Guardians of the Galaxy.
We're not pirates. We're legally incorporated heroes for hire.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No.
The story is about a group of misfits, the Guardians. In our world, they've been together for less than a year. They create something on a small scale that looks insignificant. And as they progress through the story, they discover that they created something really big that threatens the galaxy.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise. And
need
when
better
you're starting to
bookshelves.
work on a story like this, you get to get your
She
pick
got a real
of
camera.
Yeah.
which ones will
Yeah,
make
two.
the best for the
Two,
story.
yeah.
That gives us the opportunity to bring
She just
in
had these
some
laying
that are
around.
well-known,
Yeah.
Like, finally,
but
a
some that
reason
are
to use
also
these
not
red
all
cameras I
known.
bought during COVID.
What Eidos is getting so right about them is capturing what it's like to be a misfit family. They're also bringing an amazing imagination to it. You're going to see planets and characters that are going to blow your mind.
Interpreting it in its own way, I think, makes it feel incredibly.
How does
fresh
Marvel license
and
for games?
exciting.
Is it like Star
It's
Wars?
not
They
a
just
matter
kind of like
trying to
farm it out
replicate
to
the comic
whoever?
Or trying to replicate the film.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
I don't
trying
think
to
that
take
there's
the medium
a-
you're working
yeah,
in
no one
and
has
make the
it.
best version of Guardians out
A little bit of what I understand
They
is
made
like
it fun. They made it rock and
doing
roll.
that as
They delivered
one of the
everything you
lessons
want
of the EA Star Wars
in a
deal.
Guardians
Sure.
game.
I can see that.
Not that like certain studios won't get like exclusive, you know, no one else is gonna make a Spider-Man thing. That'll stay exclusive to
Sure.
Insomniac.
But
and
yes,
Sony for
it's
now.
much more of place a bunch of bets.
But will
So this
is
was-
Spider-Man available, or is Spider-Man locked down?
I think Spider-Man just
So like if they made a new,
yeah.
but if they made a new Capcom,
You're just gonna play it?
new
I don't know.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, sorry, where's the controller?
Yeah.
The rest of this is just a live stream of the game.
I do like that start screen.
Are we just gonna get some gameplay?
See, it said, said PlayStation prompts used for demo purposes only.
Why do they need to explain that?
7 units?
Because it's probably not running on a PS5.
Yes, that's why.
That's my guess.
Keep our ship, Peter Quill. I know. We clearly need a plan.
What about selling Gamora's crap?
What?
Oh, come on. You've been hoarding them stupid knickknacks ever since you first joined us. I mean, don't tell me they ain't worth nothing.
Quarantine zone was always
holding out on
My
us.
figurines are not knickknacks.
Teams in
Vinny,
trouble,
you know.
and you can't be bothered to make
You're
no
not allowed to
sacrifice.
sell
Wait.
I
There we
will
go.
sacrifice
Yeah,
your
okay.
head.
And take us to the majestic mountains of Kakarantara. Guys, I think we should hear out Groot for once.
Guardians of Oxenfree sounds pretty good.
You know, the only problem with your plan is that Lady Hellbender only buys monsters, and you are not a monster.
Groot, are you really offering to...
No, he is not offering that, okay?
It could work.
Sell Groot? I guess we could bust him out after. Absurd. Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. The small, ugly one is clearly the correct
It's a good
choice.
Rocket Raccoon. I
It's
think,
cruel,
too.
sadistic,
Got
and
that sort
soul
of
is
nervous.
filthy.
The dice on
I want to
the.
sell Groot.
I also
Honestly
think like there's
Lady
a
Hellbender will
benefit
go
to
for it.
this
Yeah, well,
after
I vote
so many
not.
people were so put off
I
by the
also vote
Avengers
for the
like
creepy little
character
beast.
faces,
He
but
votes each.
most of these faces are
Peter?
like alien creatures,
Right.
And you get a lot by getting halfway there.
Well,
wow.
Rocket's definitely scarier on the inside. He's unstable and vicious and totally oblivious to the needs of others.
Okay, we get it.
All right, let's do this. Let's go sell a monster.
We're not seriously
I also feel like
flying
they aren't even close. Like it's not like a
Yeah. You're
stunt
right.
double.
The uncanny valley.
Yeah.
They're not in the uncanny valley of trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
He's not flying at all.
Guys, relax. Just one minor adjustment.
I ever mentioned how much I hate rain?
Hellbender's castle isn't even that far. That is not a castle. It is an impregnable fortress.
So how do we impregnate it?
Ask Peter!
Let's just get closer. We'll figure it out on the way.
You think there's a mechanic for putting the headphones in and playing music?
We'll find out, I think, momentarily.
All that's left is the merchant
Super mode.
Yeah, exactly. Do you power up and then he puts them in?
Yeah, I bet. You build a meter, and then when you cash
saw
it
a
in,
meter.
yeah.
Don't vote so good.
Whoa! That is some really crazy lightning out there. Never seen anything like it.
Meteorological suicide is what it is.
Michelangelo with them?
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
It is indeed pizza time.
Hey, is my jacket all right?
At least you got a jacket. Some of us are soaking here.
Jacket's okay, but it's very like middle-priced unlockable in a Rock Band game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
But that's Star-Lord.
Yeah.
I face more than enough hardship. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, Feeble One. We got this. Just don't fall and we'll be fine.
Giant brain they're walking on?
I was gonna say, it does feel brainish.
Ugh.
Macaroni and cheese planet.
Is that the brain scorcher?
That seems like a thing
That's
they
the
would
brain
do.
scorcher. That's the scorched brain.
Yeah.
After the brain scorcher
Should have
gets you.
gone to Maku 4. Would be wary road.
You know what? I survived freaking half-world. Think I'm scared
That
of
was also my
something.
first thought.
It's not alone. Get ready.
Okay, here we go.
Why is he punching
Hey.
that thing?
Big gelatinous
He has
cube
guns.
with the health bar.
Drop him, Gamora!
This won't hurt.
All right,
Roll
so we're
order your
banding our teammates.
companions. Yeah.
Punch him off, Brad!
Each team member has 4 abilities, it looks like. Equipped at least.
It's about to be an endangered species.
Hawkeye time!
A lot of game barking.
Not enjoying the band.
I was gonna say, how many co-op barks do you think there are? How repetitive? Oh, and there's leveling.
No matter how many there are, it will not be enough.
I'm thinking maybe they are directions.
like a signpost or something.
I'm not saying it's an arrow with the word fortress on it, but statues suggest civilization, and the only settlement I saw when we were topside
was Lady Hellbender's fortress.
Dead end. That's just great.
It's a retractable bridge. They used them at the prison I was in.
Too bad the controls are on the other side of the giant chasm.
What do you not have time to dawdle in this jungle? I shall hurl the creature over the chasm so he may activate the bridge. I may activate a hole through your face! Put me down!
It'll be fine. Just curl up in a ball.
What?
Drax, throw.
No! Very well!
Peter!
It's okay. He'll land on his feet. Ooh.
Rocket is
Guess
furious
that
when you
only
let
applies
Drax
to
throw
cats.
him.
So Rocket will remember that?
Yeah, Rocket will remember that.
Wait,
remember this.
because that's the thing. The last Guardians of the Galaxy thing was a Telltale game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
Are they riffing on that in some way?
Like, how is that going to pay off? Is
I don't
there
know.
a
In like the sizzle reel, like the creative director didn't mention, there will be
choices that
divergent
matter?
stories.
Yeah.
Beats.
Can Rocket leave? He's like, I'm sick of you throwing me around.
But also, like in these big budget games, there's only so much that can bend, and so what does that end up meaning?
I got it.
Rocket's gonna die in the suicide mission.
A lot of Final Fantasy fans in the chat are increasingly like, how much of this whole press conference is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy?
Honestly, it's a fair question.
Probably a good chunk of it. This is their big game this year.
Wow, you're doing no damage, my guy. You got to change your step. You are not.
You gotta stagger that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, stagger bar.
There it is.
Wow.
Hey, I played a video game or
You'd
two.
like to tell us? Yeah.
Apparently.
It does kind of seem like you're spending a lot of time ordering other characters to do more interesting moves than you are capable of doing.
Because you got
while you've helped them with.
Because some people don't like strategy games or tactics games, so you have to pull
There it
them
is.
in.
Yep. There it is, Vinny.
Finally.
Nextlander consulted on this game, huh?
That's right.
You and Brad.
15 years after I announced my idea for the game, BPM, bodies per minute, we have somebody put headphones in a super mode.
There we go.
Uncanny.
This is gonna really suck when you have to put this game in streamer mode, though.
Oh yeah. We might get taken down for this. Who could say?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep talking.
Not
over
yet.
it. Thought Drax was Kratos. 100% thought Drax was Kratos. I was like, oh, they put Kratos in this.
Also, however many tracks they've licensed for this game, also not going to be enough.
Yes.
Forgetting something?
Yeah.
Oh, right. The cage.
The point of even getting the Flarkin thing was looking like we mean business.
All right, Rocket. Time to put on your monster face.
I only got one face, Quill.
Glad that cage is appropriately sound baffled.
Look at him.
And
Better have one hell of a sales pitch.
So I guess presumably you could have sent Groot in a different version of
Yeah, I
this.
guess so, right? Yeah. Or we could
No,
still
you
do
could
it.
still.
Maybe Gamora's right. We should try selling Groot instead.
Really?
This is an affront to
Nobody
democracy.
respects a Waffle.
I just think that we might need Rocket on the outside for this one.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat
noticed.
said that asked if Bad Reputation was too new
You
to
wanna
be
make that call,
in their
then you better
mix,
not mess this
and it's
up.
not. I just now am thinking, is there a famous cover of Bad Reputation that this person
When
is
the
thinking
time
of
comes,
that's
I'll get
recent?
you out of there.
'Cause that song is like 40 years old now.
Rocket style if I got it.
Yeah, it's like 84, right?
Drax,
It might be earlier.
Gamora, can you
Yeah.
help me with
No.
this? What? Why?
To guarantee your safety as a leader.
Oh, come on.
Wait, are we doing this again?
We are.
Yes.
Don't look at me. I ain't pulling that thing.
What do you think we don't need a hero anymore?
Remember
We still
me?
need a hero.
Menacing, like me, only bigger.
when Dub Bass writes Q, we need a hero in the script, you cue,
Cue
we
it.
need a hero.
Gotta bring it in.
Yeah,
This
bring it in.
shouting there.
So
They really
before someone
showed
else
us
wants to
every
fill this
second
thing.
of this footage
Here's
multiple
60
times,
clicks
huh?
from the fortress.
I'd say closer to 75. You
There's a difficult part where like you build a vertical slice and then you work backwards.
Rocky, what are you doing?
This is because you threw me.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing at least a little different footage.
Yeah, this is at least different.
feeling we do see Final Fantasy Origins. It's gonna be like the game with the good combat was later in.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not loving the combat I'm seeing here.
It's just a little slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not as snappy as
I like staggering enemies just fine.
Sure.
Guardians of the Galaxy. How many times?
Look, it's a Marvel game. I'll play it. That's not the bar we're establishing here.
The audacity
Right.
that you thought you could rob me, Dweller! Feast upon them!
I'll bet that thing has
Wait, is that applause? Are they doing a? Is that fake applause?
I think that's fake
No, it's
applause.
I think that was like a. But it sounded.
Okay.
I don't
We're
know. Yeah.
going to revisit 2 iconic brands that are being remastered for modern platforms.
First love to revisit
relive the
iconic
classic
brands.
games in the Final Fantasy series, and then
Here's
take
that.
one more peek at Legend of Mana ahead of its June 24th launch.
Okay.
Pixel remaster.
Okay.
Now this is my Final Fantasy.
Oh gosh.
Let's see. Ultimate 2D Pixel Remaster. Okay. Are they just like,
Please don't fuck this up. Please don't fuck this up.
Oh. Or keep
All of them,
going.
just
5.
all of them.
Get to the there it is.
That's like all of them. It's like
Wait,
you're not going to see what it looks like?
It's a mobile.
What-
It's a mobile.
Oh, I don't know.
That's
What if they just?
the worst monster.
What if they're just bundling the ones they already did?
Oh no.
The mobile team is on Remaster. It's a
Many
Pixel
emulations died to
Remaster.
bring you this puzzle.
It's incredible how little of that. Like, after 20 minutes of Guardians of the
Oh my
Galaxy, they
God.
couldn't put a full minute of.
To just show us side by side.
Just show us side by side.
But here's the
The
thing: if
thing
it's
that
those
all of your
mobile
fans
ports-
grew up with.
if it's those
And was
mobile
there-
ports, that's how much you show of that.
Oh, that's distressing.
Yeah.
Well, that's been it for us here at Square
Next,
Enix.
Earth's mightiest heroes
Okay.
continue their fight to
Avengers.
defend
Okay,
the
sure.
world in Marvel's Avengers. The team
A lot
of
of
Crystal
Marvel.
Dynamics is excited to share the latest updates with you, including new mission types and a growing roster of heroes.
Did they ever actually put out that Spider-Man DLC?
No. They
Not yet,
earlier
no.
this year said that it had been pushed out of this year entirely.
That's amazing.
Yep. I think they will do the Black Panther DLC. They will do the Spider-Man, and then that game will wrap. I can't imagine them sticking with it much longer after that. Paul Tassi,
Yeah.
wrote on
Forbes is.
Forbes is Paul Tassi. Excellent follow for all this stuff. I think at one point this game, like on PC, very recently, like 300 people playing.
Yeah. You can check concurrents. They're not. It's not great.
Yeah.
Now, granted, because of the way they built it, it's not really a live service game. It's like come back when the new content is here game.
But even
so
still.
at some level, right.
You don't understand what that cube is capable of.
You don't understand what that cube is capable of.
You can twist it in so many ways.
They ever changed the thing where, like, if I'm playing by myself and I come to
doors?
and there's a
Yeah.
door, they did fix that? Okay, that's good.
I mean,
You like
it's
the
not
campaign. You like the
revelatory, but
campaign.
I liked the campaign. I mean, it's like Captain America was really fucking fun. It was a good brawler character. It was just like, hey, can you take all this and put it in a different game?
Mm-hmm.
It's just too bad.
I applaud your efforts to connect with your roots, but as a man who has seen 3 Black Panthers fall,
No, this is
No, this is
Black
still,
Panther, buddy.
we're still on Avengers.
Oh, we're still on Avengers. Okay.
Yeah, for a minute I was like, okay.
Yeah. No, we have simply
Very
moved
telling.
to Wakanda.
Like they went to the Marvel logo. I figured that was it for.
Yeah.
Aren't Lara's roots trust fund?
I mean, she could come to Wakanda. It would fit her,
very good.
It would fit her MO.
It would fit her MO. You're not wrong.
It is Claw.
Oh no!
Well, that's no good.
Why didn't we just teleport there? Do you have powers?
Vibranium doesn't belong to you. All right. Vibranium does not belong to me. It belongs to Wakanda.
This claw is made of solid sand.
That looks like it's a completely isolated thing as opposed to go bring your Captain America there.
Yeah.
And that's probably the thing to do with this game at that point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Free. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they monetize.
Little
They
something.
monetize.
It's time to give
Cosmetics and
players a
stuff.
quick look at some of the
They
games
can't.
that will be available in the coming months.
Good evening,
Love a mobile.
426. Our
Yeah,
intelligence
this is
reports
that. That's
a
a
new
Hitman
threat
Assassin,
to
Sniper
global
Assassin.
security.
Yeah.
Their reach is unlike anything we have seen before. Following Agent
Which again is so
47's
weird
disappearance,
because
Yeah,
you are
like
selected
IO owns
because
the
of your
Hitman
remarkable
IP proper,
skills.
right?
correct, but I think
Execution
this is
must
still
be
licensed
perfect.
by Square and is
Huh.
done in house or
Yeah.
Shadows.
by another dev.
They have a studio
And they
for
will
it.
never know what hit them.
I will say, when Square is not fucking with their old Final Fantasy games on mobile, they make cool mobile games.
Is this that near mobile game?
Yeah, that I keep telling myself, don't play it.
You're not gonna play it.
I'm gonna download it.
Yeah.
I'll play it, talk on a podcast for an hour, and then set it down, and then I'll watch lore video.
That sounds right.
Wait, again?
Is this?
What are we doing?
Well, no, this is a mobile game. They said this is all mobile, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
they did say
Yeah,
this
this
is
is all mobile.
section.
Final Fantasy.
Is this Bravia or whatever? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that still going?
Yeah. I think it may have changed names or something.
Free 10x summon.
Limited
Maybe they can
collaboration.
Maybe they can announce our pinball roguelike or gotcha game.
That's not them, is it?
I know, but you know,
I just thought maybe.
World
Yeah.
Maybe.
something. What's that game called?
World Flipper.
World Flipper.
That was that
There's
guy
another
from
different
10.
mobile for Final Fantasy. No, it's the same one. Never mind. Same one.
It's all happening very fast. They need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw some theater rhythm in here while you're at it.
These are making. Oh, is this the Battle Royale?
Battle Royale.
7 VR. Yeah.
They just did a beta for it.
What? Oh shit.
And just knocking these mobile games out.
Yeah.
Character design, Tetsuya Nomura.
They should have called that. They should have
credit
just
on
called
that?
it Those
The
Who
team
Fight.
at Platinum
Yeah.
Games is giving you an exclusive
Okay,
look at
is-
the epic
okay.
world of Babylon's Fall, featuring
Babylon's
fluid
Fall.
combat, powerful weapons, and a unique art style.
I'm excited.
It's been a while since
I wish that
Platinum's
Battle
kind of
Royale was
stuck
on
their head up.
PC. They did
Built over
that
1,000 years.
Top and Demon
It
game.
was meant to be a
Yeah, the one you were very.
Oh, right.
Astral Chain.
Not high on that.
Yes.
Astral Chain. It was not high
For
on
a
that.
1,000 more, it was seen as a tower of ruin.
This art.
Persevering through fire and ice and the coldest of winds, eventually the tower became a symbol of unrelenting ambition. That tower's name is Babylon.
Is that the name of the tower?
I mean, Tower Babylon is a thing.
It's Babylon's
But
monster.
This guy's voice rules. Let's go.
This is a game show?
Is
a
that the
game
Witch
show.
Hunter from Vermintide?
That was extremely salt whatever the Witch Hunter was from Vermintide. Yeah, Saltspire. Yeah.
If I'm to die,
We're out of mobile
then
games.
I'll die for
Yeah,
hope.
we're out of mobile
For
games. This is not a mobile.
there may be.
I hope. This is looking kind of flat.
Yeah, I'm not.
Are we out of mobile games?
Seen through the veil at last, have you?
Welcome to the circus of value.
Prisoners of our subjective reality.
Bravo, Kato.
Good.
Believe only what you see, and you're like to end up seeing only what you believe.
You know, think about it.
Damn.
Yeah, I get
Not
you.
given
I
to
get you.
astonishment.
Yeah,
I'll have to put my hands on this, but from looking at it,
I'm not
this
into
is
it.
not what I love to see from Platinum.
I mean, I always kind of felt like there were two Platinums, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they have a number of teams.
Yeah, you know.
Bayonetta 3, they keep saying, no, we're working on it.
Are they? Yeah.
Astral Chain didn't hit. Like they, they do licensed games.
Of both hope and despair.
I think it looks really cool. Okay.
All right.
Well, put it in.
That's not actually that insane of a
right,
reveal. 6 months after that console's out.
Wait, that said developer interview, and then it.
Went away.
Don't click play on the wrong.
What just happened?
The wrong folder?
Oh, so is it the same? Are they saying, well, we did this, and now we came over to do?
I think that's what they're trying to say. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
That PS5
Don't show me
reviewing
near.
felt
Let's
like
show me near.
the PS5 reviewing felt like that was supposed to come out last year. They forgot to take out the little PS5 reveal. You know?
Yes. I can see that. Should have re-rendered that sleep.
Right.
上層を目指していくと入手する装備や素材を集めて自身を強化してカスタマイズしていくとゲームのスタイルとしては、オーソドックスなハック&スラッシュという形ですね。ただアクションがスキルや強い力を引き出すためのトリガーになっているところがポイントかなと思っています。プレイヤーの背中についている
The Gideon coffin on the player's back is a pretty important key item. We're going to call it the Gideon coffin in better book.
ハイファンタジー感というかその上品
I was
さ
told.
というところはすごい意識してくれっていうふうに言われましたね。カートゥーンチックにやらないの
It does kind of sound like he was threatened.
リアルに本当に存在している人たちがいるかのような感じ。
I think the costume design well enough. I think the creatures seem okay. Ah, there it is. Live service. Yep. Live service game.
What your heart loves to hear. Call Tassie.
You got
Let me know if I need to
cover.
play Babylon's Fall.
No, I'm good.
But we're gonna do it now anyway.
Now let's
Now
check out the
we're
next
ready for the
major
post-beta.
entry in the popular Life is Strange series.
Oh, okay.
True
Right,
Colors.
this game looks
Deck
great.
9
I
is
am
ready to give
very
you a
excited
deeper
for this
look
new
at
one.
Alex Chen's psychic power of empathy. But first,
But when you say it that way, you make me look like an idiot.
After 5 years, you're still Max Caulfield. Oh. What do you remember about us as kids? I think about us as little pirates, running and jumping through Arcadia Bay. We are
Are they doing an HD remake? I forget. They announced.
Yeah.
They announced this,
remastered.
yeah, and it's coming to Switch.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure the game needed a remastering. Like, looked just fine.
I'm gonna say this is not really.
This is not. No, that's what I mean.
Not-
Like, all you do when you do this is get yourself into trouble. Like the game looks fine.
Yeah.
Then you're just gonna have hardcore fans being like, "I like the lighting in this scene."
Yeah, like it almost looks like they're removing some of the stylization from the
Saved
original.
my life.
Yeah.
Well, so what I've heard, based on my talking, like
Something happened to her.
I believe the series is switching engines.
Right.
So what happened,
Okay.
like when I was talking to Jake Rodkin when they rebuilt Sam and Max, is that they took that from Telltale to Unreal Engine, and when you do that, the lighting breaks, everything breaks, and so
Yeah.
I discovered
you kind of have to redo it, and then the temptation just becomes, well,
Right.
I mean,
Then it's a question of like, what's the scope of this project? Do we have the budget to
Right.
redo it all? Does
Right,
it look
to redo- I mean, this is what
okay?
happened.
Whatever's going
That's
Good
what
enough.
happened with Mass Effect Legacy also, which is like I think a lot of the lighting in that I've seen just hits me so wrong.
Then I realized
But
Or even can you recreate it the
That's the
same
thing.
way? Like
Yes.
at some point, it's like
it comes from that engine.
the technology
engine.
informs how the art looks to some degree.
Right.
So completely recreating it can sometimes be a challenge.
But also,
It's
I just
not
want the
always
lighting
that.
to be the same.
have your back.
Yeah,
Right,
like, because
right.
the thing is, like, that Judgment PS5 update had the same thing, and they didn't switch the engine on that or anything. They just straight up, yeah, they just changed stuff around.
Hi, I'm Maya, also known as MXM Toon. I'm a musician and the singing voice of Alex Chen in the upcoming Life is Strange True Colors. I hope you enjoyed that first look at official gameplay from the remastered collection. As a longtime fan, I know I did. You can see the love and care that Deck 9 have put into remastering both Life is Strange and Before the Storm. This collection features improved character animation, lip sync, and visuals, breathing new life into these two beloved games. Back in March, we also revealed the next major game in the series, Life is Strange True Colors, a small-town supernatural mystery. Alex Chen must uncover the truth behind her brother's death, using her psychic power of empathy to unravel the shocking secrets of Haven Springs.
We can stop saying that.
Today,
There's different word.
Alex's unique power in action.
Four
Here's
more
game
times.
director Zach Garris for more.
We're gonna see a gameplay demo.
4 more times or 4 total?
4 more.
All right, so we're at.
Alex's
so we're
psychic
starting
power
now.
of empathy
4 total
is
might be
integral
right.
to
Stop
the
saying
story of
psychic
Life's
power of
Strange
empathy.
True
God damn
Colors.
it!
It impacts every
said
relationship
4.
she
How
builds
can you put a 1?
and every
I'm
decision
yeah.
she makes.
Never thought I'd have a freaky empath friend.
For years,
That doesn't
Alex
count.
has been
It's close.
unable to
Yeah.
shut out the strong feelings of others, the fear, sadness, and anger of those around her, leading her to believe her power is a curse. In the wake of Gabe's death, Alex realizes the only way she can find the truth is to embrace her
It's
power.
like, did Don't Nod go too far?
I can't believe
Did
this
they,
is happening.
did they make a parody of a
And the
Don't
only
Nod
way
game?
to understand
of like,
is to feel what he's feeling.
Well, Don't Nod's not making it.
Yeah, they're off this. This is deck.
From the very
Deck
start,
9.
Yes,
Deck
Deck
9.
9.
I doubled
Alex's
it.
power to focus on brightly colored auras,
Which power?
insight into people's emotions.
Ross losing it.
Finally, the moody teen
These
counselor
valuable
Troy game
insights
I've always
deepen
wanted.
Alex's relationships with the folk of Haven Springs,
Oh, very
as
good,
well as
Kato.
sparking new dialogue
Thank you.
options and events, as here from a scene very early on in the game.
You're gonna
Watch.
lose her.
She uses her
You're
psychic
gonna
power
lose
of
her, and
empathy.
it's all your fault.
Alex has uncovered a secret that Mac wants to keep hidden.
So
from
wait,
his
does she
long-term
also have
girlfriend.
synesthesia? Is that why
And
everyone
now
has
he
a
is
colored
terrified
aura
that Alex
around
will
them for
reveal
their
it
like
before he
maybe.
can talk
their
to Riley.
emotional state? Is that part of the psychic power of empathy?
Ever happened to me?
It's
Also,
also
is she
not
just
empathy. That's just
This
that's
telepathy.
just
Please.
yes.
She's just hearing their thoughts.
well, she feels it, right? She's like
Max.
burdened by it.
Bullshit. Thanks for telling me the truth, Alex.
But she heard what he was thinking.
Still together.
Are you serious? I need to get back to work.
Sure, Alex. We'll get out of your way.
When Alex encounters a particularly strong aura, she can reach out to actively connect with that person's emotions.
Hell yeah.
This generates a nova, a supernatural flare that transforms the world around Alex into a reflection of that person's psyche.
Oh.
Okay, sure.
In this altered, emotionally charged state,
What's that game
Alex
that-
can experience
the signifier?
fragments of thoughts and
The deer
memories
review.
to get to the root of their issue.
Okay, so if
But
you
not
pull
every
in too
emotional
much
crisis can
emotion,
be
you
easily
go
dealt
to
with.
emotional Silent
Some
Hill.
carry a dangerous,
Yes.
even life-threatening.
The sirens start playing.
Yeah.
Dead. I wish I were too.
That is, of
No
course,
decision
already
is
Silent
easy,
Hill.
and the
What
consequences
Yeah, but it's
will be
like-
felt
yes.
across the
Yeah.
game.
This
is
anger
twee
could
Silent
kill her. What if
It looks like a Silent Hill monster in the
just-
background.
Yeah.
Using Alex's powers the only
Front
way
tuck.
you can uncover the
Yep.
truth behind her brother's death.
Like
Front
before.
tuck count 2.
What would that do to her? What would it do to me? And even if I can, should I?
How far will you go in pursuit of that truth? The choice is yours.
Wow. Okay, only one.
Alex's
Only
power
one.
I feel like
is
it's not
psychic power.
so awesome. I have no
I think it was
idea
really
how I'll
3.
make some of these
Three
choices,
totals not
but
bad.
I can't wait to play it with you all when it comes out on September 10th.
That's the second front
You
tuck,
can
Kato,
pre-order Life is
of the
Strange
show.
True Colors now. And if you choose the Ultimate Edition, you'll also receive the Life is Strange Remastered Collection. And that's it for today. Make sure to follow the Life is Strange social channels for more.
What? Oh, for this game.
For this.
For this game, yeah.
I mean, that might be it.
There's not a lot more time left.
Oh wow, all these emotions with the colors. That's like, it's really.
You know,
how's that
the
working for you,
psychic power of
Vinny?
empathy is a burden and a.
Oh no! If you're colorblind and read auras, does that really you risk fucking up?
And now,
Well,
we're excited to unveil a brand new
color of the aura
Square
matters.
Enix Japan.
As somebody who is colorblind, even I know the cliches. Like,
Hey, here we go.
red is angry, blue is sad.
Right. All right. Here we go. This is
one more thing.
This is Origins, right? Or
I think so, yeah.
I'm here to kill
Nomura again.
That's my mission.
Time to kill Chaos.
What did Chaos ever do to you?
Looks like Chaos has been waiting for us.
You gonna make us go in
Kept
there
you waiting,
and
huh?
find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
Uh-huh.
I only know one thing. I want to kill Chaos.
No, we're getting this.
I know the.
Can we get Chaos out?
Chaos count.
First,
Move aside! You're dust!
All right.
Definitely a red aura here.
That was 3 chaos, right?
They can only squash monsters for so long. I hate
Think
doing
so?
pest control.
this is the Shrine of Chaos. He's here.
Four.
It's 4?
Is it 3 or 4? That
I thought it was 3.
That was 4.
That was 4. Okay.
The darkness is so
Yeah,
thick
4.
I can taste it. This is it. No
yeah,
doubt.
keep it a show us count.
Ah.
Keep the typo, Kato.
Okay.
There was a knight who left on the same journey.
Also,
as
it's
you,
4.
But never returned. His
A
name
knight
was
of
Garland.
Chaos.
If you could,
It's
I
Garland.
would be grateful if you looked
Garland.
for him.
Yeah, it's Garland.
Chaos.
That one was for
That's
you guys.
5.
That was just, they just threw that
That
one
was
up there
just-
for you.
yeah. Yeah.
Crush you! Know when you're beaten!
And who are you? We're here to kill Chaos.
Yes!
Warriors of
Say the thing!
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland.
No. I am Chaos.
Said it, Chaos. He's Chaos.
Said it. He said it.
Yes.
Chaos.
Stranger of Paradise. Sure.
Weird. Weird.
Interesting.
That
I don't know what
I
to
don't
make of
know,
that.
man.
I don't know what to
I
make.
don't
Of it.
know.
Aha.
It's
Okay.
available
Interesting.
soon. A
I like
lot
to
of
see-
that is going to be how does it feel? It didn't look
I'll leave you
great.
with
I like
some of the
I
amazing
like that game in my
Square
head a
Enix
lot more
titles you
than
can play now.
Yeah.
As well as those to
Well, I was
come.
again. I was imagining kind of an austere revisiting of Final Fantasy 1, and instead,
Don't quote me on this, but that demo soon might be like real soon.
I would like to quote you on that.
Not quite sure.
Nextlander's Brett Shoemaker is reporting.
That's right.
It might be like soon. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, right. Outriders is them. I totally forget.
Yeah.
That was Square Enix. So what is Dontnod up to? Are they working on something?
They got
else?
bought. They got bought by Tencent.
Embracer. Just say Embracer. You
yeah,
got like a
spoken.
50-50 chance.
But they're independent. And Square owns Life is Strange.
Nothing
so
more
they're
from 16?
they're building their own stuff now.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us today.
That's it, huh?
Keep an eye out for news about our
Yeah.
next Square Enix Presents. I'm Matt Mercer. See you next time.
Yeah. Wow, that's a
That's
lot
not
of
Mercer?
logos.
Ooh. All right.
Sure. What was our final chaos count?
7.
Six, seven.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
7 chaos. Like the
Wow.
7 chaos emeralds.
Like the 7 chaos emeralds. Yes.
There you
What are
go.
they
I wonder if
trying
Final
to
Fantasy
say?
Origin is now like a new
Sub-brand,
sub-brand that
that's
they're
what
just
it
going to
feels like.
explore.
Stranger of Paradise.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a very Square Enix. I guess it did say concept and scenario
Right.
So that's a very Nomura title for a game.
Has anyone found screenshots from? Have they like done anything with the Final Fantasy Pixel remake? like out on the web that we've been able to find?
Let's see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pause.
What's the exact name of that thing? Final Fantasy.
Pixel Remake, Final Fantasy.
God, if only Washington Post had a piece on that.
Pixel Remaster, not
Remaster.
Remaster.
Do you guys know if they're doing something after? Should I keep it rolling here?
I don't
think so.
No,
they don't. I don't see shit.
I don't think they put out any screenshots.
Okay.
Well,
man, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I think that game just looks bad.
Yeah.
Which one?
Chaos game?
Oh, Chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos.
I didn't think that looked particularly good either. I kind of liked what I played of both what I played Neo and Neo 2.
I think those are very. That doesn't look like the Neo team.
It does not. I thought it would be
because the combat in Neo is awesome.
Really, really tight. Yeah.
Yes.
Like
and they already
maybe a
they
little
know how to
too
make
demanding for me.
their own spin on a Souls-like, right? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. With their own unique, or very smart differences. Yeah.
That game looks like it's made by the team that put out that terrible collection of of Ninja Gaiden remasters.
Oh, that Team Ninja. Right,
because Team Ninja means something. That's
well,
not
the
Team
word
Ninja.
Team
Is Team
Ninja-
Ninja Neo?
Yeah, it's Team
Okay.
Ninja. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know,
Well,
man.
I just
Hold
think
on.
that the
Thank you to Lubu in the chat. Says if that was Neo's team, they would have had Yasuda-san's name in the reel.
Yeah.
So it's just not that team. No Tomb Raider.
Nope.
No.
No Final Fantasy 16.
16,
No,
which I'm not that surprised by.
Yeah.
no front mission.
No front mission ever again. Unfortunately.
Nothing.
Parasite Eve.
I still want to call it
Parasite
Project.
Eve.
I still want to call it Project Athia. It's Forspoken, right?
Forspoken. They'd said no Forspoken. I think they'd come out and said no Forspoken.
Okay.
No Bouncer.
It's true.
They showed.
I feel like shit. I just want Xbox back.
Man, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like the least Square Enix person probably of anyone on this presentation, so I tend to go in with like fairly low expectations, and I feel like I didn't even hit those.
Yeah.
Like just nothing was hitting.
I'm
I'm gonna
surprised.
play
well,
that
I guess
Life
I'm
is
not
Strange, but
Yeah, like I don't know. I
But
did
it's
you
like
play
Vinny
the
said,
last
even
one?
that felt like kind of like a parody almost.
I have to
Yeah.
finish
I
the
think,
last one.
I think one mistake they made there was like they focused entirely on this mechanic,
yeah.
and they didn't do any of the
Well,
setup for what's the story about.
They did that months ago at a previous
Okay.
event where they did, and that stuff was pretty okay. If you have a tolerance for that style of story
Yeah.
and those sorts of characters and that sort of setting, the setup that they did a few months ago at that previous event was solid.
For Life is Strange?
For Life is Strange.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks
no
really
concern,
good.
Like, no
Beautiful
concerns with that
little,
whatsoever.
like that whole area looks cool. It's a little more open. It seems like you're exploring this world
It's
a
also
little bit.
only pseudo episodic, in which the whole game is
Interesting.
released at once, and you can play it without episode checkpoints on. But if you want it broken up into chunks, which definitely sounds like a game that like halfway through the development they realized we should just release the whole game
Right.
at once.
Sure.
Right.
But I do like the idea that like I will probably flip that thing on. It's like cool. Like I finished chapter 1. Like
Yeah.
I'll put it down and come back for the next bit.
Right.
But no, Deck 9 did it before the Storm. The Life is Strange prequel they did has its issues, but was stronger than I expected. And I thought the relationships they had with the characters in the game were really good. And so I'm excited to see them take an original swing on it.
Yeah, sure. And for them to seemingly be getting the reins in that way.
Right.
Phew.
Man.
I think Guardians.
Yeah, not much of a standout, I don't think, from
Well,
that
it's
thing.
tough, man. I think making it is. I don't think you can I don't think you can underscore how difficult it must be to try and make those games under the shadow of the MCU without being able to use any
Yeah,
of
it
the
seems
MCU
hard.
stuff.
That seems hard, but that's not what's putting me away from that.
No,
you know what I mean. Like I'm not. Like I guess the thing is, what's
But you
putting
can
me away
see
from it?
you can see the weight of that even
Yes,
in
you're
the
right. Maybe
aesthetic,
freed from
the
that,
tone. Like
they
they
would go
cannot
in a-
make
Yeah.
our own take on Guardians of the Galaxy, whether it's a Marvel dictate or
Yeah.
like a cultural mandate of like we have to be a James Gunn wannabe, and that just seems.
Which is not such a great aspiration.
No.
Well,
It's not, but like at the same time, like this is obviously a big deal for them having this license and trying to make these big games around this stuff, but like the whole tone and pacing of that thing reminded me of Deadpool for the PS3. Like it just felt like this tossed off B game of a Marvel game. Like that's the thing. It just doesn't. It's not that like it's horrendous.
Like
it's just it doesn't feel like it has the effort behind it that you would expect for something that got that much stage time.
Okay, hold on though. I think of not of all the games I've seen at E3, but I would say that also for me has high surprise potential, in part because like I could see like so much of that was dictated by we have to sell this tenor of like it's going to be just like those movies you like. Look at this like fractious group of bickering friends. Like I think that game gets enough room to like come into its own and become a bit more of an RPG where the relationships do evolve and like it occupies different emotional ranges.
Yeah,
I think it could actually be okay, but I think it has to be allowed to slip off the leash a little bit and get away from just the cutesy quips that sort of define those movies.
Well, and what's also a problem is now Square is making this a habit is early in the development of the Avengers, one of the things I heard they ran into was that, well, we're now making a game that is vastly different than what this studio was staffed up to produce.
Like in terms of genre expertise.
Like making like a combat game, making a live service game, like those are different disciplines. And a lot of that game's extended development was figuring out and like people leaving, hiring new people to build that game. And I think they got it to an okay place, but you know, you could see that being an issue. And now the Eidos Montreal team are like made like a big budget immersive Sims, and now you're making a character action game. Like there's not a huge amount of immediate overlap there. And so I imagine you're spending a decent amount of the time like getting over a learning curve, hiring the appropriate people. It just seems like that's a difficult thing to task your studios with.
It's funny because after the Xbox conference, Rob and I were talking about how Arcane Austin is now putting out whatever
Redfall.
I got it.
Redfall.
And that's a single or multiplayer open world action RPG, and they've never made something open world in that sense, in the way that they would call it an open world game. And as far as I know, they've never made anything cooperatively multiplayer. I might be missing something, but I don't think I am. And that, at the time, I think, Rob, you and I were both like, ooh, I hope that they pull it off. That seems like a big leap. But in contrast to going from Deus Ex to going to a strict like character action game, that's a small leap comparatively. I'm much more confident in that ability than in the Deus Ex team to make really compelling, room by room combat in that character action mode. I don't know.
It just seems like you add in a lot more like time to scale up to build a thing.
That's what it is. It's not that I'm not confident in those people that they could learn that skill and staff up the right way, but it's a bigger
You're asking them to do something very different than what they've done for years.
Totally.
And it's like that is now they're doing that a lot in a way that is, I find to be like disconcerting.
They could have just sent Star-Lord into some air ducts, though, and done what like Star-Lord, you got to infiltrate her castle. And it's like, hang on, Rocket Raccoon, can you hack the gate? And I'm going to go into the air ducts. And it's like, bam.
Yeah. God.
That would be good.
Yeah, just have his whole team be captured, and he's got 3 different ways he can go in. He can go in the air ducts. He can guns blazing.
Please,
the droid terminal, rocket launcher. Yeah,
that's the trio.
Absolutely.
I think there's something about the animations on that and the Final Fantasy thing, like I just want to see a little smoother, and it's a very technical thing, like smoother transitions in the animation. There's something like a little, that feeling of polish that you really want from something. Like I think that Avengers game has a decent amount of polish. It just might be lacking in some of the gameplay. I don't want that. I know these are works in progress, obviously, but when I see it, when I see all that chaos, I want to see smooth combat.
You want smooth chaos.
Well, no. What if you could kill chaos, Vinny?
I don't know if I would. Then what are you left with, right? Is it predictable?
I think you kill chaos, you might be left with chaos.
Well, listen to the tired Inquisitor over here.
That's right. We need this battle. Without chaos, we're nothing. The Ever War. I don't know. It seems like I was surprised they even threw Outriders in there because I had forgotten that was them. And then once they put it up there, as someone who's been playing Outriders like every week for a couple of months now, it is like, why? Oh, is there something coming up?
Is there something?
Yeah.
Well, they had always said that was not a live service game. They'd be happy to release traditional expansions.
It's not like they're going to go like a Borderlands model. But Borderlands is also like live servicey, but with big expansions and content add-ons, as opposed to come back every day. But they also have like an end game, like they're you know, and that stuff is pretty bad. So I've heard.
For Borderlands or Outriders?
Outriders, according to Paul.
Okay. Yeah, I've not gotten there yet. I'd like to finish it up at some point, but an easy game to be distracted from. I think.
Yes.
Oh boy. I guess there was still stuff today, but I think that's it for us in terms of coverage of shows.
Yes.
I think we are wrapping up totally before we get to the PC Gamer Show or the Future Game Show. Right.
And my understanding is those are a little more traditional, like talking to developers.
Yeah, I want to see
it's
those.
Not just bam, 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 bam.
Right. I just don't want to commentate on top of them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Warner is. I keep forgetting what Warner is.
I think just the Back 4 Blood.
Just Back 4 Blood, which again, that's
also.
Also,
I believe that one is on the red list of streams that you can stream at your own risk.
Did you guys see that Kotaku update?
Yeah.
They came out and said, we invite people to co-stream, but you just can't say you're an official co-streamer. So maybe they might be lightening.
They did loosen the
Yeah, and they said something like, just make sure you're within your terms of service for the service you're using, like, you know, and it's like, you know.
Whatever that might mean.
Yeah, like
do you,
that's some really weaselly language.
So I don't know if you guys remember, this is a weird tangent, but years and years ago, like 10 years ago, you know, back when you had to be there to stream the thing out, they were, you know, official paid affiliates for restreaming it, and they were very protective about who would put E3 out. Like, there are 3 people that have paid a lot of money to restream E3, and you cannot restream this because these are the official partners. And, you know, fast forward the internet, and of course, you know, I think I was saying this in our Discord channel, like, I would be surprised if a game maker didn't want somebody else restreaming their commercials, which are E3, right? Like, if you're a developer and you're like, hey, you put this anywhere.
Xbox made a point of coming out and saying, like, hey, here's how you can restream our stuff because we want you to restream our stuff. Like
even if you're shit talking it's probably a net positive to get in front of.
You're talking about the propaganda, like let them do it.
Speaking of that Discord, Vinny, how can people join the Nextlander Discord?
They can go over to nextlander.com, or they can head over to patreon.com/nextlander and sign up there to help support us, and that support will get you access, any of those tiers, to our fantastic Discord.
Thriving.
It's a bunch of fun stuff there.
Did you say thriving or writhing?
Both?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. It depends on
what are you into?
The morning and the evening.
Okay.
Hey, what are you into? We got it all.
There's we got a whole channel, #chaos. There's you know, post your pictures in there. There was a channel about collecting stuff that I realized is very dangerous for me, as people are posting stuff they're collecting, and then I didn't even know that existed to collect. That's a
oh no.
Yeah.
It turns out you can collect anything.
Infected.
Yeah.
Put your mind to
Yes. So people in the chat were asking, when Sony? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but their
Horizon thing was like their equivalent. And I don't know that they'll show God of War for a while now that they've formally delayed it to.
It's 2022 now, right?
Yes. I mean, they delayed it months ago.
Yes.
Internally, and then decided to announce it by sneaking it into a blog post.
Right. Sure.
I'm just trying to what's the story in Gran Turismo? Did I hear they're not going to be PS5 exclusive now?
Yes, it is
they're
also
saying
PS4.
It's they're saying.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Just what that series needed.
Any other Waypoint Nextlander collabs? I think I'm going to come through on something tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
want to watch the Nintendo thing.
Yeah,
Nintendo is
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, we should get together
that's
for
Tuesday.
that.
So we'll do that. We'll all be back in our homes by then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Making this easier somehow.
I think that's the next thing we're going to do is Tuesday. I think we're going to take Monday and try and internally get together and kind of talk amongst ourselves about stuff. We got a lot of housekeeping to do over there. So we got to spend some time. E3, still less busy, but still busy. Still stuff
busy.
going on. Spread
It's
out.
weird to me that we're not going to go touch those games now. That's the thing I'm still weirded out
The
by.
only E3 game I played was Kenna. It's that PS5.
Yeah.
Oh, you played that?
Forest of Spirits?
Yeah, but I played it as part of the
Spirit.
Tribeca Films Festival.
Yeah. Can you talk about it or no?
Yeah, it's good. We'll save it for the podcast. We're gonna pivot from this to doing a podcast.
Are we not? Okay, yes, that makes sense.
So I'm saving that for it. But the short version is it's delightful.
Okay.
Very fun to play. It looks gorgeous. Yeah, I played like 90 minutes.
All right, let's talk about that in the podcast.
It's good.
I think we're gonna go, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Are you guys ending your stream? Or are you guys?
No, I think we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go to break.
We'll take a break, get some water, and then we're gonna record a podcast.
All right.
Through the stream that will go up tomorrow or Tuesday as a podcast.
And do you guys want to? We also thank you very much and pitch the Waypoint Plus.
.com, waypointplus.com if you want to support us.
Elden Ring tipsandtricks.com.
Elden Ring tipsandtricks.com. Someone
You got
bought and
both?
redirected both tips and tricks.
Damn.
We rolled out annual subscriptions, waypoint.zone/annual, waypoint.zone/carrot as a gift. You want to gift someone. That number is going up. We're getting close to another big number. We're not there quite yet, but we're getting close to another big number. That would be
I think we
sick.
can make a push in this next 2 hours.
I would love to. That'd be great. We're making moves.
Kind of start working on like a fake graph that could go up.
Yeah.
Some graphics
in the background, slowly fading
But
in.
it contains no proprietary information.
No, it's not a real number. No, because we're not allowed to, because that's what it means to work in a company.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, you know how like you get a really awesome weapon, but then you change zones and like the monsters are like more difficult. So like it still requires the same number of hits to really kill them.
Right. But still good.
It's sort of like that, but still you're still getting a lot, right? Like a cool sword.
Exactly. So yeah, waypointplus.com is the address to go support us there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Brad, get the raid stuff ready. We're gonna do it this time.
Oh God, we got to raid something we forgot yesterday.
No, we're gonna raid you guys. We're gonna send everybody over.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Make sure I'm on the right account this time.
Did you just raid from your personal account last time? Is that what happened?
Maybe.
Someone was lingering in the Brad Shoemaker Twitch.
Who can say?
Who
can say?
Zero people
Press the button,
sent over
Brad.
to the
Press
Waypoint
the
channel.
button, Brad.
Here goes. See you next time.
See you guys.
Peace.
Bye.
We're launching a raid straight into our title card, by the way.
I know. We'll all stay here
All
for a
right. Bye,
second.
you guys. We're gonna fade
Say
out. See ya.
bye.
Bye.
That was good. See ya.